All right. So to the point, I guess, copy trade. Everybody is having fun with it thus far. I'm going to share my screen, and then we can set up a trader, and I'm going to go from there. Where is this screen? Okay, nice. Move this over here. All right, cool. So obviously from your Polygon account to add copy trade is super easy. I'm just gonna like go through the first couple steps. I think are self-explanatory. You find a trader that you want to copy. I'm gonna actually pick this guy because I have some different settings on him. Yeah, as you guys will notice, my screen is just full of copy trade wallets, and I'm addicted to hunting for wallets. So basically, yeah, like once you get in through the first two steps are pretty simple, right? You're going to put the address in, throw in the name, a nickname, or just a wallet name. From here, step 3 is like probably the most important step. Right? It's how do you want to copy trade this individual? So for me, I'm always looking at a couple things. Like number one is, am I going to be mimicking the action that they're taking? Or are one of these tools going to increase my probability of success? So if you have a smaller account, it's hard to mimic $1 million portfolio if you only have $100, right? So you're likely going to be restricted to fixed. Percentage basically takes a percent of the leader's buys, and portfolio weighted. So when you're setting up portfolio weighted, it's designed for you to mimic everything about the trader, right? It's going to mimic the amount of risk that the trader's taking. It's going to mimic their sells when they're, if they're DCAing out of a position. It's going to be 1-to-1 your portfolio compared to theirs. So if you want to set this up, so say we're looking at this trader, I like using these 3 platforms. Like the analytics side of wallets is like really not that great. So Hashdive, obviously, Polymarket, and then Polymarket Analytics. So from here, I've found a trader. I like him. How am I going to set this up? So I'm looking at my account. Say I have $1,000 in my account. One of the things that I'll look at is, okay, if I have $1,000 in my account and I want to mimic him 1-to-1 with the portfolio weighted, I've got to figure out how much money this guy has. So right now he's got 2,800 liquid, and so he's got 28,000, liquid. And then he's got about 54,000 in active bets. So his total net worth is coming in at 82K. I've got $1,000, right? So I'm going to divide my account, the $1,000 that I have, it gives me 82. So on a dollar per dollar basis, I'm getting 82-to-1 or 1-to-82 of him. So if you kind of break that down, we know that we have a $1.10 minimum when it comes to purchasing through the Polymarket API. So I'm going to factor that in. I'm going to multiply this 82 by 1.1. So I've got $90.2. So at 1x, for every $90 that he purchases, I'm going to purchase $1.10, right? And so me, I want to get as much of this guy's action as I can. So I'm going to look through his bets. So I see, okay, Cardi B, the majority of these bets are coming in above that $92. So, at 1x, it's pretty, I'm going to get the majority of this guy's action. When it comes down to like some of these smaller purchases, obviously, you see this is coming in at 0 cents. It's potentially not a bet that I even want to make, right? So here, I tell myself, okay, yes, I can follow this guy pretty successfully with the $1,000 that I have in my account at 1x. So I'll go through. I'm going to go portfolio weighted at 1x. The next step is the max copy amount per trade. So thinking of this, you can kind of look at some of the positions that this guy takes. I don't think it's super high risk. Okay, this position here, $30,000. We know that his portfolio is roughly 82,000. Divided by say 30K. That's it'd be the other way. 30,000 divided by 82. It's roughly 1/3 of his portfolio. To me, that's like a little bit high. I don't want 1/3 of my portfolio stacked into any position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, I've got a $1,000 account. I'm comfortable with having 10% of my account in one position. So throw $100 on there. When it comes to the price range, you can use Hashdive to kind of look into where this guy's winning, right? So when I kind of come to this heat map, I'm checking this out, like this guy's really not hitting anything under 50 cents, right? Like these are losses. The majority of his losses are coming from stuff that's like, he shouldn't even be trading. So with this setting, I can actually filter that out. So I'm going to look here. Okay. I'm going to take all of his action above 50 cents, basically. The top end of this setting, I always recommend, like the bot and the software itself has a 1% fee. So always leave yourself room to profit, right? Like don't go no limit. Don't go, to 99 because you're just paying fees if they're trading that high. So I'm going to put this here at 50. I want to leave myself some profit, so I'm going to go to 97. When it comes to slippage tolerance, we're doing some tweaks to this right now because it's kind of deceiving of what people's opinion is. So the way that the tech actually works, and this is something to look out for, is so you've got Seattle here. Like when the bot buys, so we don't have access to Polymarket's order book. So we don't know when people are putting limit orders in, right? It's why nobody has success copy trading weather traders, right? Because they put a limit order in and then their limit order gets filled. It triggers the bot to buy a market order. So when that happens, it takes the cheapest price. I'm going to find a live market here. So we'll do this Solana FDB. Let's do something, $90. So you can see here on this market, if my lead trader has a limit order here at 19, it's going to trigger, like if it fills, it's going to trigger me to buy at 22, right? Buy market at 22. So when it comes to slippage, a lot of people think like, okay, if the trader buys at 19 and I have no slippage, I'll buy at 19. The tech doesn't really work like that. Polymarket doesn't have a slippage impact. And the way that we function it in is we calculate slippage off of your market order. So if the bot cues you to buy at 19 and say you're going to buy $3,000 and you're going to move the price up, it will fade that buy, right? So it's your personal price impact on the slippage, not the differential between the lead trader and you. And that's why it's important when you are vetting wallets, look at the markets that they're trading. Are they trading stuff like this that, potentially has a 20% spread? If they are, they're likely performing a strategy that's not replicatable by copy trade, right? And when you are looking for wallets, that's what you should be trying to figure out. So here, I'm going to say 5%, something that I'm comfortable with. So we review it, we submit it in. Once you do that, there's a couple different tools here that are super advantageous for you. So I put these onto a little deck. So when you've got a new copy trader up, you want to be checking out like how are they performing, right? And you can do all this due diligence and look into like, okay, the markets that they're trading, but nothing's going to beat live testing, right? So like when you do first get them up, I 100% recommend turn on your notifications, go to manage, turn on your notifications. And then when the first trades start coming through, where did it go? Yeah, when the first trades start coming through, you want to be seeing like stuff like this, okay? You know, I'm getting the same price as the lead wallet. If you're constantly getting the same price as the lead wallet, you're on portfolio weighted at 1x, your price curve, like your
I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How is this gonna make me rich?
That's a good question.
If you get good at it, like the reason that I like doing these VCs and like coaching people is because like when we first started, our system operated a little bit differently, and I lost like 5K going and copy trading. I did all the mistakes that everybody makes at the start. Right? I go and shoot for the weather guy. I go and copy trade the ARB bots. You know, like the whole like ideology of like, fuck, this is going to make me so much money, I think gets people. And the reality is like you can be very successful copy trading, but it's not as easy as just like, oh, you know, this wallet made $100,000 today. I'm going to copy trade it, right? There still is like an element of creating a successful copy trade strategy that's tailored to the wallets that you're trading, as well as tailored to your portfolio balance. So, I kind of forget where I was here. Oh, yeah. So, like, if you're trading at 1x, you're getting the exact same pricing to them. Your P&L on a percentage basis will mimic them identical, right? But you've got to be paying attention to those factors, right? So the other thing is like when you do get in and you're trading, you know, you can go to the archive. I think it's called archive. What's it called? Activity tab, and you can start to check out, right? Like we want to get as much action as possible, and like with minimal actual price differential. So you can see here, I've got the same price. These are my executed trades, same price. You know, 1 cent more, I can live with that. 1 cent more. If you go over to the skipped, this is another thing. It's going to be an indicator of like how good your settings are. So if you have skipped trades, it's due to something that you've programmed in, right? It's due to it's outside of the price range, too much slippage, you know, things that you've actually physically programmed in. So, you know, when I see this, like you see this is it didn't meet the minimum. So that means that the weighting that I have, like he bought $544 and mine didn't meet the minimum. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, this is, I manually liquidated before he sold. So on the buy, you can see this didn't meet the $1 minimum. So if you're getting that all the time, you've either got to increase the amount of weighting, which is going to increase the amount of risk that you're taking on, right? If you go 2x, your lead trader makes a 1% position, you're going to make a 2% position. So the volatility associated with your account is going to be double, which is great when you're winning, but it sucks when you're losing. But that's going to allow you to still use the portfolio weighted and change the position sizing depending on what you're doing. If you get 15 of these in a row, the bot is automatically going to stop you and it's going to tell you, hey, something's wrong. So, you know, it's possible to copy basically every trader if you're using fixed. You'll get some of their action. Obviously, you want to look out for those illiquid markets and things like that. But lower portfolios, it's hard to copy, right? And like just from a, you know, a realistic perspective, a lot of people come in, they're like, I got $100. I want to copy trade this $10 million wallet 1-to-1. It's not that realistic that you're going to be able to do that. So the other piece is the failed. So the last piece on this activity tab is going to be failed. Same thing. If you're getting lots of failed orders, we've been hunting for these so that they never happen. A lot of them are going to be associated with liquidity, and then we're working with Polymarket directly to fix some of these other things, right? Like order submitted but not matched. We see one every once in a while, like invalid API key. Those are things that we're working on our end to limit. But if you're not seeing a ton of failed and your executed are kind of matching that price range, you're going to do well. Like those are the things you want to see. So when it comes to copy trading, just regular traders, this is everything you want. When it comes to like hunting traders, I like to use prediction market or Polymarket analytics. Like obviously, I've been making a lot of these traders public and just sharing them with people. I actually have like a huge revision going on right now to the sheet that everybody has access to. I've more or less been testing like 20 traders over the past week, and a lot of them are performing well. So I'll update that and share it with everyone. The last piece I'll touch on. Does anybody have questions to this point? All right, the last piece I'll touch on is ARBbots. So I'm going to do like a whole VC on ARBs. Like I know everybody wants to copy trade them. I want to copy trade them. I've made our development team make hundreds of changes to the bot, make it faster, grab a webhook so we're scraping data from the mempool so we can get the same blocks as them. Like it's everyone's dream. I just want to copy trade these ARBbots. So, yeah, go ahead.
Thanks. Yeah. Look, I mean, I don't know about anybody else. There's lots of people in your group, and there's lots of people on the chat, and everybody and everything else. But the thing that attracted me to this was that there was copy trade available, and that there was an automatic bot available. And I was attracted to it because I'm inexperienced and I haven't got a fucking clue about half the stuff you're talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
So, how is this going to make things simpler for novices like me and people who want to invest money outside of the institutions and trust your bots, your product, whatever it is you're doing, and trust and invest the money into that space for you to be able to do all this stuff for us. So, we are kind of like earning some passive income. I guess that's my driver for this.
Yeah, 100%. So like, obviously our team goes ahead and sets up strategies. And like, this is like obviously a little bit more in depth, but I get DMs every day. Yo, can you set me up? What do you think of this wallet? Like we're doing a lot of the analytics and set points for you. This is more like educational. Like if you aren't understanding what some of these things are or how they might benefit you, this is how you would set it up. On top of that, we do.
I got a question.
Okay. Yeah, just let me finish one thing here. So Ian, on top of that, we have an algorithmic system that's going to be implemented to where when you put in a wallet, it will recommend you settings, right? So it will say, we recommend that you copy trade this like this. And that's going to make it a lot easier from a user perspective.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, 100%. Like there's lots of upgrades on the board right now. But obviously people are eager to use this. So, I want to make sure that we're coaching them properly and providing the necessary support.
That's great. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Larry, you can go ahead.
It wasn't me.
No, Alero.
It was
Oh,
me. It was
sorry.
me. Right. So, can I copy trade Elon tweets on this?
Yeah, so
or I heard that it's like harder to do so for whatever reason.
Yeah, so it's very hard to do so. So when it comes to Elon tweets, you run into that same issue. Is like we notice it frequently. Like I'm on Polymarket 18 hours a day, right? So when you look at Elon tweets, the majority of them are these ones aren't bad. It's actually tightened up quite a bit since the last time that I tried to copy trade Elon tweet lead profile. So these aren't bad. Like the biggest thing is when you find wallets, and like if you have one, feel free to send it and we can look at it live. But it's focusing on these numbers, right? So the spread here, a lot of these markets become illiquid. This one seems a lot more liquid than kind of the last time that I looked at it. But anytime that you've got like a 10% spread, you're going to price yourself out, right? Because your lead trader has to be profitable enough for you to absorb that spread. And these markets right now, some of them don't look too bad. If you do find a trader that is focused on Elon tweet markets, send them my way, and I'll tell you what I think and can kind of break it down and give you settings. But so I'm like looking at these right now. I think you could probably do it. But yeah, that's like, it's one of the important things to look for is, like how much liquidity is in this market. Like, I don't think we could have hundreds of people copy trading these guys, but if you find a wallet and you want to set it up, I think it's doable with this market. Yeah, it's one of kind of like the hurdles, I guess, of like a new asset class is like, like liquidity isn't on Polymarket yet, right? And that's why like I like focusing on sports traders, crypto traders, and then some political traders because you get the majority of the volume and the liquidity in these markets. So yeah, last piece, I guess, is the R bots. Larry, do you think I should kind of cover this? Is people interested in this right now, or do you think I should do a different space on it? Like basically with the R bots, like when you look at their trends, they're sexy. They just go up, right? And that's obviously what everybody wants. It's like, a lot of people find these wallets and they're like, look at the Sharpe ratio. It's just going up. So the way that these work is typically you're buying assets on both sides. So you're buying up at the same time that you're buying down, right? And if you can get a differential in price, it's extremely profitable, right? Because you're making 3, 4, 5% on 100% of the volume that you can push through these systems, right? And it's like, it's free money essentially. So everybody wants to copy trade the R bots. It's difficult, but if you know how they're profiting, you can copy trade them, right? And it should be the first question that you ask yourself anytime you find a wallet. It's like, how is this wallet making money? And then how can I replicate this? Or can I replicate this, right? The wallets with the low spread, with the high spreads, you can't replicate it. Stay away from them. The R bots, how can I replicate this? So the bot itself is going to give you entry on each side of the equation, right? These bots are typically doing extreme high frequency. Like we go to activity here, I'll refresh it. You can see this bot's hitting, 5 to 10 trades a minute, right? So there's a lot of activity here. When you have that, it's very important that you're paying attention to those price gaps, right? Because if their profit margin's 5%, and you start seeing too much slippage here, your profit margin's gone and you're just going to lose money. The other piece of this is you got to make sure like they're buying at several different prices at all times, right? So you've got to make sure not only are you getting the pricing, but you're getting the majority of the action, right? So what you're looking for when it comes to RBOT trading is you have a position up and a position down. If you multiply those positions, say you have 10 shares up at 48 cents, 10 shares down at 48 cents, you add those and you average them, you'll be less than $1, right? So at 48 cents, you're going to end up with 96. You're making about 5%, almost 5% profit margin, right? And when you have that set up, you're going to slam as much volume as you can through it. So same thing. Like, I don't set and forget the ARB bots. Like, I don't like throw them up and like just walk away, go to bed. Like, when I'm trading them, I'm watching closely. And things that I'm watching for is ARBs. They work in sessions, right? So if we look at this, we have this ARB bot is buying 1 hour candles, and then he's also buying 15-minute candles. So you have a 15-minute session and a 1 hour session happening simultaneously. So when those sessions complete, if you're looking at, say, this 4 p.m. session, you see here, okay, I lost $21 on the down and I made 7 on the up. So this isn't a profitable session for me, right? When you're watching it live, you can be looking at the amount of risk that's on each side of this, and you can manually top it up to make it a profitable session. Like, this is more or less what you want to see. So at the end of a session, you've got $11 profit here and $8 or $7.50 loss. So this is $4 profit, right? So this is like a positive session. So like, obviously I'm going to do like a dedicated VC on this where I'll actually like live copy trade on ARBot, and I can show you guys what I'm thinking, what I'm watching. And like, it's a very advanced kind of strategy. So I don't recommend it for people who are new, but it's like, it's definitely doable if you know what you're doing. So yeah, outside of that, I guess like, yeah, I don't know if I really have anything to add. Is there anything else that you guys have questions about? All right. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to clip this.
Questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
No. I said we don't.
Yeah. So obviously, like everybody wants that like hands-off aspect of it. And like what I've noticed with like the strategies that I run is like it is very hands-off. Once it's set up properly, you're just kind of going in and checking in on it. You can see how your traders are performing. Another one of the upgrades that we have going on is in your copy trade link, you'll be able to see, like right now you can see a trader's P&L and like their daily P&L and their total P&L. But the next phase of this, we're going to have like the amount of money up or down that you made by following that trader. So it'll be very easy just to go in and say like, oh, okay, I'm losing money following this guy. I'm gonna kick him. Or like, these guys are making me money. I'm gonna keep them.
Yeah, I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm more of an AI nerd. I've been playing with a lot of like trying to get automations on ARB and doing that with other markets outside of Polymarket itself. But I'm playing with this new thing. I don't know if you heard of it yet, called OpenClaw. And I was wondering if there's any possibility of a future integration, because it's constantly researching markets for me. It's constantly doing all the things that you're talking about doing. But I would like to, I'm all about automation. Is there any like possible future where like to be able to plug in my Telegram bot with it somehow to where it can access it and like give it its own ability to access and use the bot on Telegram?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, like DM me and like we can focus on like some kind of collab, because like if you already have the data pipeline, we have an algorithm that associates like news and stuff with markets already. So depending on the headline, it concentrates, boom, here's a market for this. But yeah, there's definitely something we can do along those lines. And then
lately I've been seeing a lot of social analytics and like, having AI go watch over TikTok and stuff and get ahead of Wall Street and all kinds of stuff like that.
No, I love it. Yeah, we should have a separate call after this and kind of go through, because I think that stuff's cool. And I think if you could automate like real trades as opposed to copy trading, right? The AI is deriving trades. plug and play.
100%. Thanks.
Anybody else? I know you guys aren't shy. I see you guys roasting six picks in the chat all the time. So
Yeah, he deserves it though.
yeah, you
I
guys.
got a question. I got a question.
Yeah.
When are Polygon leaderboards coming?
The Polygon what?
Leaderboards.
Oh, leaderboards. Yeah, that's it's something as well that's been brought up like 5-6 times. So we're gonna have daily leaderboards, and then obviously weekly leaderboards. We'll likely do some prizes and stuff associated with that, get people motivated. And then the top traders. I know some of the traders in the chat are already selling access to their wallets. So obviously, being able to copy trade, people are just crushing it, and in the community is always fun as well.
Yeah, I'm on 10% commission for anyone that makes any money on my plays. So
I owe you.
everyone's up to date, so I need to get in some DMs, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Esquire,
Cool.
just want to say thanks for the comms and for doing this session. And Steve, the claw butt thing, I'm keen on chatting to you on that as well, on the politics market, to see what we can do in that space, because that I think is opening up. So nice one.
Yeah, it's awesome. Ian, I saw you, like, you're new to the chat, but I saw like some of the comments you were making. I'm like, this guy is like the cool part about having a community like this is like everybody is knowledgeable on some topics, and like I was like, whoa, this guy, we got to keep this guy around. He's alpha.
Yeah,
Listen,
I think you're both ultra nerds.
I know fuck all about sports, but politics I can deal with.
Just follow me for the football, Ian.
Cool.
I'll sort you out. Don't worry. I'm up today massively. So
Nice one, Daddy.
Nice.
Same here, bud.
I'll be following you guys.
All right, cool, fam. Well, yeah, I'll shut it down. I'll post a recording for anybody who missed it. And like I said, I'm down to 18 hours a day, help you guys get set up on profitable strategies. It's always nice to when the community's winning. I lose sleep if my copy traders are losing. So I want to make sure everybody's
Right.
like synced up and they're confident and they've got a strat that's working for them.
yeah, everyone's got to remember
Nice one,
as well. We're so early in Poly market as well, and with Polygon is early as well. So everything's going to always be upgraded, and strategy is going to continue. Everything, and Esquire's working his arse off as well. So.
Thank you both.
So, all right, appreciate you all. Let's hopefully crush some NBA tonight. I need some more dubs.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
See y'all later.